God of light, with you there is no darkness, no shadows, for you are pure and all good. Yet in our broken world, we see so much darkness around us. Bring your light and restoring presence to the dark places in our life. Bring your hope to hearts that feel defeated. Bring your love and compassion to those in pain. We thank you for caring for us so deeply and beautifully. Open our eyes to see you at work today. Give us your light. As we gather together and begin our seminar, we praise and thank you for this day and your purpose for it. Fill us with your wisdom and truth that we may be able to learn something for our life.
A very good evening to each one of you and welcome to the basic integrated course of 5 skills. Today, we will be seeing skill number 2, career guidance. And I'm indeed glad to introduce to you the speaker of the day, Father Arokya Raj. Father Arokya Raj is a Catholic priest of Salesian Don Bosco and a distinguished developmentalist and media educationist. He graduated from the Institute of Social Sciences in the Netherlands. He holds a bachelor's degree in journalism, public administration, and in philosophy. The university topper in his undergraduation has authored a few books that include World Cinema. He writes columns regularly in newspapers and magazines. As a career mentor, he has completed a 100 weekly column on career guidance in the English edition of Dinathanthi, soon to be published as a book under the title, Career is a Call from Within. The choice is yours. And I'm happy to mention that this book will be published by the Pauline Sisters. Father Raj has an extensive experience as a resource person in the field of education, environment, media, youth, and social development, both in India and Europe. He has designed and executed social, entrepreneurial, and profit initiatives for youth and women. He's also consultant for a few national and international NGOs. Father Raj is currently the rector of Nanadoya Salesian Institute of Philosophy and director of SPS India Foundation and its Shivarai Hills Tribal Development Institute in Erkard. He is the first Catholic priest ever to be appointed to the post in the history of Tamil Nadu Public Service Commission. Dear Father Raj, we are happy to have you this evening to address our young students to choose the right career, which actually determines their bright future. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Now over to you, Father Raj.
Why career lessons are given to you at this age? That is again a question. Because earlier it used to be, to the college students, then they came down to the higher secondary students, then down. Now we even have kids simply because it is actually this, what you are in is a kind of incubation stage, or we can even call it as an exploration stage. Therefore, what you choose today need not be that. You have time. You can still choose. And there are so many things that influence that choice. What are they? And of course, not all of us, I asked you for a few, what career you would like to choose, and each one of you said one thing. That being the case, what are all the, things that we need to keep in mind? One is the ability, what I am capable of. It's nothing wrong at all. One can be a scientist, another can be a veterinary doctor. One is not up, another one is not down. It is all circular. Then your aptitude, each one has a different aptitude. There is no doubt about it. Thirdly, the interest. What is my interest? While sister was reading quite a number of my bachelor's degree, one such was journalism. Of all the subjects that I studied, that was my favorite. That is, if anybody asks you what was my, the passion, I would always say it is journalism, despite having studied many other subjects. And the next big factor is the personality. Definitely that plays a role. According to that, we also choose our career. So all these are very, very important. Of course, in today's world, there are so many things. Recently, I came across a startup company which does very fantastic work of from 6th standard to 12th standard students. They keep on recording all these, your abilities, your aptitude, your interests, your personality. At the end, it generates a series of things to give you. You can actually kind of choose this career. It's very interesting. I just went through this entire, app that they have created. So there is also, a lot of help coming from technology to assist us. And secondly, how do we select a career? That is another important factor. A lot of kids today, or some years back, they ended up simply following the path of what my mother wanted. When you go for family weddings or family functions or family get-togethers, the first thing, what do you want to become? They will ask. And immediately your mother or father will say, oh, she is going to be a doctor. Then I always say, wait, the question is not for you. It is for your daughter. I think all of us go through that experience. If we have gone through, if not, and some of us, we go through. So there is so much of, predictions from the parents, which is, becoming very unnecessary. Of course, they can, kind of make you dream, allow you to choose and nurture you in that, then there is no problem. But then the father is a politician. He already fixes my son will become a politician. Or your family is owning a business. They've already decided whatever you study at the end of it, you will come to take care of the family business. This is what happens. Or family of teachers. So we become ignorant of the choices that are in front of us. And that's what we need to really come to terms with, or rather come to understand. Therefore, it is very important to evaluate our own ability, our own abilities. Okay, this is very important. They always say all of us are genius. There's no, that person is a genius, this person is a genius. That is why they always say, say, for example, the fish that is in the water, that fish is a genius. But then just because that fish is a genius in water, you take the fish and, stick it on a tree and say, fish, now you climb up the tree. Impossible. A miserable failure, So your geniosity is also depending on how you choose your career. If you are in a wrong place, finished. A fish cannot climb the tree. That is not its ability. That is not its nature. But then you tell the fish to swim at I don't know what speed the fish can do in the sea. Therefore, it is very, very important. Like another example, your personality. Imagine, can an introvert, you never talk to anybody, and the class teacher is asking you 101 questions, but you have never opened your mouth, and then you want to become I don't know, a public relations officer. I mean, you see the discrepancy? I think we all need to learn to either fill that gap or where my strength is. You know, that sort of. Okay, thirdly, goal setting. Yes? Hello? Okay, the third thing is goal setting. The goals can be short term or long term. So whichever the goal. Okay, fourthly, develop your personality, which is possible in your age. You are, you know, in the school going age. All of you have this possibility of developing your personality. And there are so many, first of all, self-help methods, but I'm sure the schools also teach you. And also, pardon? Okay. So developing your personality, that will, you know, automatically bring in elements of values, passions, skills, which are also guiding lines to take you towards your career choice. And of course, the next thing is learn to analyze your lifestyle. What do I really want in my life? How do you want to live my life? You know, all these can also guide you.
Lifestyle.
Lifestyle. Okay, what is important to you, you know, in the future? I don't know. Even a simple dream like I want to build a house in this area. But then you cannot just simply build it with sand, you know. You need to work hard. What kind of career I can get into, what will really pay me, or what will, you know, take me to that. Of course, it is a very material type of thing, but then still, that is what your dream is. Then you need to have a kind of scheme, you know, analyze everything. Okay, the next aspect can be career research. This is where is very important. I asked one question. What do you want to become? Somebody said scientist. But then, career scientist, I mean, scientist, for example. But then there are a range of scientists. How do you, you know, kind of do this research? There are a lot of domains. In those domains, what do I want to become? You need to really, of course, there are so many books. And as I said, even this little booklet is very helpful. And there are 101 books in this. I am sure the sisters also publishing quite regularly. Therefore, it is very, very important that you, as young students, start researching or reading about it. Even, you know, everyday newspapers, you have, you know, employment columns. Just familiarize yourself. You know, don't come towards the end and try to decide. So it is very important. If you say, I want to become an artist, you know, the other person was saying, I want to become interior designer, very specific. She didn't say, I want to become a designer. Then the question comes, what designer? Because there is interior designer, or you have, you know, fashion designer, 101 designers. Or you want to, you know, simply do, I just want to become a computer designer. You know, everybody gives anything, I just design them. So we need to, you know, kind of, in every domain, there are so many opportunities. Or it can be like, you know, as I said, scientific, you know, the sciences. There are life sciences, there are natural sciences. Or you want to, you know, nail it on, I want to acquire a job that is more protective, in the sense of I use my authority to protect people. Then there are a range of things. Or you want to try your hands in mechanical. What mechanics? Today, right from, repairing bicycles and two-wheelers, you have mechanics in artificial intelligence, So there are, these are all groupings. In each one, you need to go inside and analyze what are the range of possibilities, what are the types of career that are available. Or you say business, we know how many businesses. You just walk downtown in I don't know, those who are from Mumbai or Chennai or wherever you are from, just see the obtain number of businesses that are established all around. And then, of course, information technology, a huge, huge range. And even in that, what do you want to become? Or say, for example, marketing. If you say, I want to become a marketing person, what are you going to market? Very important. Simply saying marketing alone is not enough. Or you want to land up in marketing, I don't know, tobacco, and you are totally against it, that's not your cup of tea. So you need to first look into the grouping or the family, and within this, there are so many career opportunities. But then you just don't get stuck with something. Allow yourself, explore, because your age is the most important age. As I said, look into your abilities, your aptitudes, what interests you, very, very important, what interests you, or your personality. If you have such a lovely, pleasant personality and you want to try, I don't know, air hostess job, absolutely fine. It will be a cakewalk for you. You will be selected in the very first interview because that job is, with all the brain and other things, it is also on your personality. Therefore, it is very, very important to understand. And, in this book itself, I was just going through, he has mentioned almost 301 list of careers. But I tell you honestly, nobody can write everything down to the last bone. It's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. So there is so much to learn about. And finally, one very important thing is career decision making. My dear friends, I tell you, this is where the problem comes. You would have analyzed everything. You know a lot of things, okay? You will, your parents will encourage you even to do competitive exams for, civil service. Everything will be there. But then there is one thing that will keep haunting you, not only after you finish your 12th, after your college, that is the decision making. I tell you, in my career counseling, this is the most important problem that we confront with young people. Today, unfortunately, I say unfortunate, at least, those days, they fixed it very early and they went on to do it. I want to do competitive exams and I want to enter into Indian Administrative Service or IFS or IRS. They did it. But today, even coming into that stage, should I go to IAS or IFS? This has been, the decision making is becoming one of the very crucial problems of our generation, your generation. Sadly so, but then there is nothing to panic, because you need to understand decision making in itself is a process. It is not just you decide at one moment and it is finished with that. Therefore, a couple of things can help you even in your decision-making process. One is, say, for example, what is your goal? What do you want to do in life? Give it a time. Think about it. That can bring in certain amount of clarity into your thinking. And then check on resources. You want to study in, I don't know, a very top class B school, but then that is going to cost you 10 lakhs per year with all the hostels, because they mostly accommodate you inside. Or you want to study in London School of Business. It is enormous money. Can my family afford it? Or do I have any other opportunities? Say, for example, taking loan from the bank, and you are so confident you can pay back. There's nobody else is going to do it for you. Therefore, this decision making, which is a process, you need to have a goal. You need to check on your resources and your needs and wants. What do you really need for the future? I am coming from a family of 5. I am the eldest, and I want my brothers and sisters to have a very good education. What is my immediate need is that I get into a job where I can earn and help my siblings to study. There are people like that. So have I checked on those stuff? Then, of course, as I said before, gather information. If you have something in you telling this is what you want to become, gather all the information. You do projects in your school. Do this as your personal project. So once you have 2-3 files. I like to try this. Okay, let me fix on 3 choices. Whatever materials I can collect, information, you can do that. And of course, then you evaluate your choices. You have chosen, I don't know, 3, 4, 5. Then evaluate. And then you can always arrive at decision making. So this is very, very important. I suppose it is not, kind of very fixed tips that I'm giving. You will explore. You are very young, and that will definitely give you opportunity. And of course, later we can talk about your first job. How do you get into it? Interview. It's not necessary at this age, I believe. But then definitely your parents also need to understand you. So I know your parents are not here, but then you kind of educate them, because they need to respect your aptitude. They need to respect your interest. And if need be, they need to also arrange a career counselor for you. My son is, I'm telling you, children, very recently, an Indian administrative officer, very high-ranking officer whom I know with all my government job that I am doing, there was a little tussle between the parents. Imagine, she is a IAS, and she has been district collector. But then son wants to do a particular course. And then they just saw this is a prospect for him. So it was a kind of dilemma. They almost got admission in the undergraduation in one course. Then one day she happened to talk about her son, and she told me, Father, we are also confused, and he has a passion somewhere else. Then I said, okay, I would like to meet him, And that was a need I understood for both the parents as well as the child. I tell you, sometimes it lands up there. Just because your parents are highly educated, it doesn't mean they can take unilateral decision. You and your parents have to come at one stage. If there is any discrepancy, you need to go to a career counselor. This is very important, and it is becoming more and more important for today.
And now you will go later.
So sorry, please mute everyone.
Okay. So I'm almost finishing. Therefore, it is very important. One is your parents' dream. Another one is, what the child is, your ambitions, your dreams. I am sure we can always educate the parents on this. And of course, there are a lot of opportunities. You try to seize them, and you can go through this book. It gives you a lot of, careers. One little thing, of course, all the books cannot, even when my book comes, people will say, oh, Raj has not mentioned this, Raj has not mentioned that. One thing I just found at the end of this book where, the useful addresses, the most important thing is missing, maybe because I am now, public service commission member. It doesn't mention the Maharashtra Public Service Commission at all, which offers you huge number of jobs, careers. So I think you can always, kind of.
Father, is there some site which you can mention, which they
Yeah,
can go on?
There is. I already just.
You can put in the chat. I can put in the chat to them.
Yeah, right away.
Do it in the chat.
I'll
Yeah,
just
do it
get
immediately.
that
Yeah.
done. I went through. They've got quite an interesting site, which is. I'll just put it here. Yeah. I'm coming. Yeah. Okay. Just see, you have it here. Yeah. So it's really very interesting, because the public service commission is the one who gives its citizens in that state a huge number of jobs. Okay, huge number in all the government sectors. So that also you can familiarize with. So with this, I conclude, because it is almost 36 now, another few minutes. If you would like to ask questions, if I'm not able to answer, I'm not, somebody knows the answer, you can also answer. Okay, now it is circular. I finished whatever as a resource person I was asked to, but all of us could come up and answer if there are questions for others. Thank you very much for your patient listening. It's wonderful.
Thank you, Father Raj. And now, as Father Raj has requested, all of you are open to, the floor is open to all of you, and take this opportunity to ask as many questions as you want, because if you only know, Father Raj has a lot of experience, and he is in the government, working with the government now, so you can imagine his acumen. It's not very easy, especially even as a priest, to be chosen in the government to raise political, with all that we are seeing, how the political parties and the government is treating us, treating everyone. Sorry, you can just recognize his acumen, that he has been chosen to be with the government. So take this chance to ask as many questions as possible. Yes, who will start? Come on. Just introduce yourself, okay? Doesn't seem that people are interested in their career. Not yet planned? Okay, if you want to ask any specific question regarding any particular career also, you can ask. If Father or any of us can help you, we will. Okay, everyone will do what their mommy and daddy says. So that's good for all the obedient children. And yes, Leandra, wonderful. Yes. Unmute yourself, Leandra. Fantastic.
Good evening, Father and sisters. I wanted to ask that So right now I'm in 8th and I'm really confused as to any particular like job I want to do. So do you think like it's fine that as I grow older I can, explore more careers, or do you think I should have a particular goal in mind?
No, as you grow up, you can always just gather your aptitudes, gather your interests, and also, dream, that is always, like Abdul Kalam. You just keep dreaming what you want to be and things like that. So don't be in anxiety just to choose immediately. Yeah.
Thank you.
Keep gathering information. And I just put another one, that is UPSC, okay, Union Public Service Commission, which again is huge. And that is where you do all your Indian Administrative Services kind of exams, IPS, IAS, IRS, IFS, so that also is a huge possibility. Go through these sites. It's very interesting.
What about Tamil Nadu, Father?
Tamil
1 minute.
Nadu.
Just can you introduce yourself? Who's speaking, Catherine?
Yes,
Okay, Catherine. Ask your question properly. Don't ask about Tamil Nadu. Father will tell you about the beaches.
I want the link for Tamil Nadu.
Okay, very good. Yes, Father.
Yes, in Tamil Nadu, there is TNPSC, that is where I am now. Tamil Nadu Public Service Commission, which again gives you scores, thousands of jobs. So I'll also put that site up. So go through, and of course you will see my photo there. Huh?
Okay, that's nice.
Thank you, Father.
Okay.
Father, why don't you tell us something about your religious vocation? That is also part
that
of
is
your
also,
life.
yeah, very, very interesting.
Yes, Father, tell us.
Yeah, that is being a priest is the last thing I wanted to do. In fact, I was running away from this. No, but I think that will take a lot of time. I have a very interesting vocation story. So, but anyway, the gist of it is I ran away from home and they took me to the seminary.
That's wonderful. So please don't run away from home. Seminary or the convent may not find you, but you can just come straight to the seminary or straight to the convent.
So then, of course, it is more spiritual because probably God was really, really passionate about getting me back in. So he followed me more than I followed him at that stage.
Yes.
So I'm here as a Salesian priest. Now I am almost 33 years a Salesian. I don't think I have an option. Though I have this government job, I'll be a good priest. I am quite strongly rooted. Probably that is one of the reasons also why it has taken me here. And of course, as sisters were also mentioning, it is a very rare honor. And people tell me in the entire history of India, any public sector commission for that matter, they have never appointed a priest. I am the first one.
Yeah.
It feels nice, but then it also scares me out because God has been, too kind, too kind. And I just, whenever I sit in my personal prayer, I just think whether I am worthy, and what has He got before me. I am confused like Moses. Will I cross the Red Sea? But then of course I have totally put my trust in Him. I had been like that. I am a very happy Salesian, very happy person. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a purely God's choice. And of course, it must have, the works that I had been doing in the name of God must have also inspired the government, I believe, because I was very much involved for quite some time in social work. particularly during disaster management. I can be anything, but then I will appear at that time.
But
And
tell us something about your all that you did maybe during the floods last year.
it was 2015, I think. It was Chennai floods. The time I was in Chennai, we saw the things very, very, very grim. And, even when solutions or religious don't get into it, I get into it as a one man, but then I managed to pull in the entire Don Bosco and many, many organizations. So that way we got to a lot of work. But I can tell you specifically what we did for COVID. I am, as the sister was also saying, I am a rector, the head of Institute of Philosophy, where major seminarians are there. So everybody was getting into their institutions. With COVID, we went out. From day one, we just waited for 5 days because Yerkad is a hill station. It is a tourist place. There are scores of hundreds of resorts and things like that. Once they all come into standstill, people starve because we are on the mountain, nothing comes up. Whatever reserve we have, it is finished. And the people who don't have job. So there was a real hunger. And imagine it went on for a couple of months, right? So we sprang into action. We had different sets of volunteers, almost, like 100 volunteers functioning in three types. One group will be inside the campus, another group will take things to the villages, and another group in the villages. And there are some 67 villages. In the first phase, we managed to reach all of them, whoever was struggling. And then we also started with livelihood program because people lost job because it is a tourism industry. Tourism is totally closed. So we created job for them, which is again a huge thing. But then second wave was very different. What happened? There were thousands of people who were affected in the hills. They all had to travel like 60 to 100 kilometers down to, to the plains where you have hospitals. But then when they go there, they will not have place. So what we did, we kind of, fought with the local government, fought in the sense we brought them together first, but then moved up higher. We started COVID care center in the hills itself, which is impossible. At that time, I still don't know how it happened. And suddenly help started pouring in. All the who is who of rich people around the area where they all have summer homes there. And from nowhere they appeared. They just heard about how our team was getting into it, and help was pouring in from anywhere. The entire state was struggling with oxygen, and we had in abundance in that small hill in the corner of, yeah. So things went like that. I tell you, I mean, you work hard, then you don't know where your energy comes from. But definitely that energy comes from up. Believe in that. I think that is the most important thing. And we are still doing. For last 2 years, we started the COVID work. Right now, we are doing the data analysis. There are 60 volunteers who are being paid for everyday work, 1 hour work. They will work for 5 days. We give them 4,000 to 5,000 rupees just for doing that, because it is also, kind of livelihood for the young people. So most of them students or those who don't have job, but now slowly life is also coming into normal. This is an extra income. We managed to get somebody funding it. So we are doing, this is the first time we are doing any serious study on the hills with these volunteers, particularly with regard to the health. So it's very interesting. That job is going on. There is a huge team working there. So I am right now shuttling between this hill and Chennai. So these days I am in Chennai in my office. Very, very interesting job, how the entire recruitment is going on. These days, since two years, we didn't do much of recruitments. A lot of departments are waiting. So they are giving us a lot of work in appointing, recently we just did for the social welfare department. with a lot of jobs, particularly for women. See, we were talking about career. There are certain jobs only for women, only for very interesting, and only though they could do, they could manage, they could do. It's very interesting. I was in the counseling, I was in the interview. It was very nice. I told them I will not ask anything to do with subject. I will ask instead on their personality. I'm just liking it. Yeah.
Thank you, Father Raj. There is still time for questions. I'm sure during this time you might have got some insights on the way Father Raj goes about his work. As you can see, he has told you how he has, he begins alone and then he pulls in people. That is already one part of his personality, which you did in the last session, the personality development. So you might have got insights on how even you can carry on as a career social work. Nowadays, even opening an NGO is part of a job opportunity. So if you have any doubts, questions, you can ask me later. I can give you Father Raj's phone number also. Father Raj, maybe if you don't mind, I'm sure if they
Yeah,
contact you.
absolutely,
Sure.
no problem. I'll give
Yes.
you another
Yes.
number,
Yeah, please, you can
an
write it
alternative
on the chat.
number which
Yeah.
you can, which you can share.
Yes.
And in that connection, no, you can even get involved in some good causes. Don't wait for that. That career starts now. A little environmental project or little helping project in your neighborhood. Start there.
Yeah.
And that can take you, you will not know how high it can take you.
Yes, start already in school. Like someone, Leandra said she's in 8th standard and like she doesn't know. So you see, what Father Raj is telling is this: you jump into those projects where your heart is. That's the best thing actually, and then automatically you will begin to, make it into a job as time comes, and so you will enjoy what you are doing, and you won't just do something because of earning money. No, so you will enjoy your job as well. Father, can you give us a number which you were saying on chat?
Yeah, I'm just sending it to you.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, chat.
Meanwhile,
I'll do that right
yes,
away.
while Father is giving us, I'll just want to share something with you in connection with your last time's course. You remember? Yeah. So I want to tell you that you can see my screen already, I'm sure. Yeah. So friends, this is something which I want to tell you about de-stressing, because these days we are with so many so many options and so much of studies. This, even the whole screen time itself is stressing for us. So in line with what Mrs. D'Souza said last time, and also in order to help us in our career options, in our career choices, etc., what is very important, which Father Raj has also said, is this: reading. So why read? No, so reading this, you can just snapshot this if you want, or a print screen, and keep these two snapshots. I will not be going through the whole thing, but in one shot I'll say that if you read, you're going to score much higher. If you read, and reading, I'm not talking of your study books, but read in general. As Father Raj was saying, read the magazines, read the newspaper, just on some newspaper apps, subscribe to some newspaper channels, some news channels, sorry, so that you get news even at a young age. And remember, reading enriches our language, our vocabulary. So you are able to speak properly, you are able to write properly, it develops your creativity, etc. Besides that, many of you here are teenagers, and I'm proposing to you some books which will help you reading. Now, as for me and the Father, most of us, I mean, we have, we've had the mobile coming into us just about 20 years ago, 20 or 25 years ago. And before that, the mobile was not there so much. I mean, it was not there at all, sorry. Only about 25 years ago, the mobile has come in. But before that, our entertainment was a lot of reading. I mean, reading all kinds of books. Most of you, I don't know if you have read the Enid Blytons. I think I have read all the Enid Blytons in my school days, and maybe father has read the authors which he loves. And reading has been something which has helped me a lot, not only vocabulary, not only in knowledge, but even broadening my whole scope of life. So I'm suggesting to you now some books, not inadvertents, but things which will help you in your personality. Well, these are some books which I have written, and this can also become a career for you, writing. If you love reading, you will definitely love writing. So these books have been written by me after I became a nun. So I am a nun, and I'm also a writer. And these days I'm more on the digital platform, but I'm waiting for the moment when I get a time to just sit and write. So these are all of your level. This is there's prayer books, then there are books like this which are general knowledge. There are story books, and this is a novel, Screams at Midnight, which I wrote when I did my creative writing course, and there's a biography. So this all these are available on Amazon as well as our website. For you teenagers or those who are entering into teen, these books will help you de-stress. It's tough to be a teen, entering the teen zone. How to survive as a teen is perfect. I'm telling you, I read it and it just gelled with me. How to survive as a teen, and of course the other books are also here. So this is what I wanted to share with you while Father gives us more information. Father, you can unmute. Father, you can unmute.
Yes, I'm done, unless you would like to ask me something. Very interesting. I like
the number.
forum itself is, my number is there.
Yes. Can note down that number.
Yeah. So my number is there. Feel free. You can always WhatsApp. And yeah. So you give your name when you send me a message.
And say you belong to this particular course. Because Father deals with people all over the country, maybe, and the world as well, probably.
So it's fine. I always find time for people. That is my, but you will always receive a reply. Sure. Only thing you just need to wait a little. Okay. So, and that will definitely will not test your patience, but then definitely will teach you to be patient.
Of course, that was part of the personality course which they had last Sunday.
Okay.
Okay, the floor is open to all of you again. Before we stop this particular course, yeah. Anyone for questions? Okay. Shwana? Okay. So once again, I like to thank Father Raj and along with Sister Rekha and Alzira. And we are very grateful for your time, your precious time. As we know from what you have shared with us, you are really someone who has been giving yourself constantly to people and to the country. Now we can say not only to the church, but also to the country. Of course, through the church, we are already giving to the country, though sometimes it's not recognized. But here it is very obvious that you are with the government. And Father Raj, thank you so much for accepting to write for us in Pauline Publications, and we are waiting for the book to come. And all of you be sure, as soon as Father Raj's book is out, I will send you a link to get it. Okay. And any more information, you all can ask Father Raj himself. So for now, may I say goodbye. And if you have noted down those books, you can get them from our site. I'll just put it down once again for those who are interested. Yeah, these are storybooks and books for youth. And some of you who are from UP, there's one book in Hindi here. It's good for you. It's a general book of prayers. It's for anybody of any religion, but especially for youth. It's the translation of this book, 20 Intense Prayers, and these are written by me. Then there are books for the teenagers and youth who are struggling with your personality, with your emotions, with friends. These books will help you. And so for now, may I say, myself along with, 1 minute, can I just find Sister Rekha in this vast ocean of people? Yes, along with Sister Rekha, I'd like to say goodbye and good night. I cannot see Alzira here, otherwise I would have also spotlighted her. Goodbye and good night. See you. See you all next time. Father Raj, thank you again.
Thank you.
And all of you, see you for the next course, which will be given by Sister Rekha herself on tips to excel in studies. And Alzira is there, and she's part of this team, and along with Rekha. And Rekha, we will be waiting for your talk next time. Okay. Goodbye and farewell. See you all next time. Enjoy the
Bye.
match.
Thank you, sister. Thank you,
Bye.
Father.
Bye.
Bye, sister.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you.
Bye, children.